This is exercise 4C in the review 4 that I had just started with 4B here. This thing is sort of slow here. Okay. All right. So again, I've set up a table in Google Docs to make this a little, whoops, getting slow computer problems here. Okay. I've set this up so that it looks similar to this. We see list of verbs here that have to be converted into present tense and perfect tense. So again, the directions here are change the following irregular verbs to the present tense and then to the perfect tense and keep the same person and number. So first we're going to have to think about that. What person and number is this? These are all imperfect verbs here. They're irregular verbs, so they don't function exactly the same way as regular verbs do. But this is going to give me a chance to introduce you to something that maybe you haven't even looked at before in the textbook, so I hope you'll follow along. So we're going to look at volebam. Now, volebam comes from the verb volo vele, to want, to wish. So this little reference up here shows you where you might find more information on this if you have forgotten how to put this all together. If you have not a clue what the present tense form of this verb is or the perfect form of this verb is, then you might have to go searching through all of this, and maybe your search would be fruitful and maybe not. I just tried to find references for how to do this on these pages, and there was no clear page on which some of these things were to be done. So I'm going to grab another uh, page in the reference materials of the textbook, and this time we're going to go to what is called forms. Yeah, my computer is gagging for some reason, but bear with me and it as we go through this. So, forms is basically like anything, noun cases, a lot of different things that you might want to remember, or if you're having trouble, like a lot of this stuff is spelled out at the end of the book in this forms section. So if you don't remember cases for nouns or adjectives, they're back here. Let's see what else. Pronouns we'll get to soon enough. That's not something you need to worry about now. Um, More things you don't yet have to worry about. Sooner or later we come to verbs though. So this is regular verbs like paro, parare, or habeo, habere, but we're looking for irregular verbs. And the book and the forms does actually have a decent section on irregular verbs. So here are some of the verbs that you're going to be looking at. This is esse, to be, posse, to be able, vele, to wish or want, and nole, to not wish or want. And if we go ahead one more page, so as you can see, this is on page 272 of the book. If you want to write that down, you can jump right to that. And then also on the next page, 273, we see more irregular verbs. Fere, to bring or to carry, and ire, to go. So I believe that everything we need for this exercise is right on these two pages. So again, let's have a look. We are looking for the present and perfect tense of volebam here. So volebam is, as we can sort of figure it out from, again, deciphering the ending of the verb here. This is first person singular and it's imperfect. So this means basically I was wanting, I was wishing, I used to wish, something like that. So what we need here is, I'll just write the translation in first, but I wish or I want. You don't have to write the translation. I'm just sort of prepping you for what we're looking for here. And in the next cell, we're going to have I wanted. So that would be the perfect form of that. Again, I was wishing, I wish or I want, and I wanted. So I'm going to now get rid of this, and we're going to actually put in the forms that we're looking for using this forms section. So let's start with where's vele? There it is. Okay. So if you look down, you'll see for the column that has vele, to want, or to wish, you can actually see here's all the imperfect forms right here. So volebam was the one we wanted to match up. As we could see over here, volebam. And there it is right here. It's first person singular. You see that singular first person. Number one corresponds to first person. And we need the present tense of it. And we also need the perfect tense of it. So if you can't remember, here it is in the flesh. So we just go to first person singular for present tense, and we go over to this column. We see volo. Volo, as you may recall, means I want. So that's what's going to go in that first space. And then we're going to look down to perfect tense, and we're going to see volui. So volui isti it imos istis erunt. There's the perfect forms of it. So we want volo for I want and volui for I wanted. Again, I'm going to have to ease this down here. So here, volo and volui. And then we're done with number one. And then we see eramos. What is eramos? Eramos obviously is a first person plural. Mus means we. And eramos comes from the verb sum esse. So there it is. So again, we look to the imperfect column and we see eramos is right here. As I said, first person plural. So it's from esse, which is to be. So this is imperfect. So this literally means we were, as in we were slaves, but now we are free. So we're going to look for the same form, well, not the same form, but the same person and number, but for these two different tenses, present and perfect. So we see sumus is first person plural for present tense. So that's going to go in the first column. Sumus means we are. And then we're going to go down to perfect tense here. I'm going to say first person plural down here is fuimus. Fuimus. We were. Imperfect and perfect are going to be really like the same translation here. We can't say we were being. I guess we could say we were being. That's true. We could say that. But usually eramos can be just translated we were, and so is fuimus. There's not much of a huge difference in the translation there, so don't be thrown off by that. So eramos is going to give us sumus and fuimus. So we'll write that in here. Sumus and fuimus. And that's how that's done. Now, you're going to see other forms here that we've just looked at. Volebam. Here's volebas. Here's nolebat. That'll also appear there. Ebant is a form of the verb ire. So you see forms of it there and here and here. So all of these verbs can be found either on page 272 or on 273. You see ebant or ebamos or ebatis. I just saw that as right here. Ebant and ebatis. And nolebatis, is that also on there? Let's just make sure. There's nole, to not want. So the forms you're looking for here are also down here. So it's really just taking that, taking note of what person and number a verb is. Here, if it's nolebatis, again, second person plural. And then finding the same person and number, second person plural, in present tense and in perfect tense. So you'll see non voltis here, and then you'll see noluistis down here. And then it's just filling in the blanks. That should be a fairly straightforward exercise. It's good to do this because these irregular verb forms get forgotten a lot of the time. And so this will hopefully serve as a decent reminder. So that is it for exercise 4C. I wish you again all the best of luck, and just contact me in the PT if you have questions.